Y'all got all this internet stuff. Y'all don't know how to do a radio show. Y'all don't know how to make your own videos.
Yeah, we not make our own videos. Most of us do. I know how to make it and edit it.
All right, so you know how to make it and edit. You know how to upload it to YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know you get paid for that?
Yeah, everything if they put like a highlight or something on it, you get paid for that.
All right. I mean, it's certain ways that you can make money. There's so many different things out here that we could do as individuals and start getting money. But what makes it even more powerful is when we start doing it as a group. That's one of the things that black males we don't do. Black men we don't do. All right. So anybody come up with a question? You can ask me anything before I jump into this. Because y'all can guide this whole conversation. I don't care what we talk about because I'm always going to be able to bring it back around to what I was supposed to talk about. Nobody. So y'all know everything in the world. No questions about nothing. I'm trying to give y'all a chance before I bore y'all to death, man. Come on. Go ahead. All right. Let me give you some more about me. So one of the things that got me really interested in studying is this thing called hip hop. Y'all familiar with hip hop?
Yes.
Y'all don't know hip hop. What's hip hop? What's hip hop?
Tupac.
I guess we could say Tupac is hip hop. But what is Tupac then?
A rapper.
A rapper? So you saying rap is hip hop?
No.
But you said what's hip hop?
R&B.
R&B?
No.
I guess some R&B performers could be considered hip hop. But is R&B hip hop?
No.
What's hip hop?
What's hot?
What's hot? Katy Perry hot? Lady Gaga hot? Is that hip hop?
No.
Ah. So what's hot is not hip hop, right? All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. Y'all ain't asking no questions. So I'm just gonna go into the boring speech. Y'all ready for the boring speech?
Yep.
All right. So my sister's contacts me. She say, I want you to talk about the effeminization of the black male. I don't even know if I can spell it, you know. Effeminization. All right? So, what does it sound like? See, because before I even get into it, I want to make sure you understand the word. Effeminization. Break the word down. Look at it. All right, let's say I change this right here and put an E right here. What are you seeing there? Break the word down in pieces.
It's like the location. Is it like decreasing?
Feminine.
Say it again. Feminine. What's feminine?
Female.
Female. So if we talk about effeminization of black males, we're talking about a process that does what?
Change your gender.
Changes what?
Your gender. Your genders.
Changes your gender, right? So when we talk about effeminization of males, we're talking about turning males from what to what?
Male to female.
All right, is it possible?
Yeah.
Yes.
How?
No, it's not possible because everything
No,
a female
'cause-
can do, a male won't be.
No, it's not because you're going to look like a girl, but you're not going to have your girl parts.
Oh,
That's why I just
but they
said-
do have operations to
Yeah.
get you girl parts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let me ask you this, because before we even get into this, because this is a deep topic, man. This is a deep topic because I had an old dude a long time ago, an old white dude, by the way. I had went through a rough time, and I was in the hospital for a couple of days, and this old white dude, I'm thinking it was from California, he called me, right? And me and him start talking, you know, and this was my first time really being on the phone with a white guy. You know what I'm saying? Really just sitting down talking with him. And I started noticing we had a lot in common. And one thing that he said to me, he said, you know what, Brother Hatem, you know, it's illegal to be a man in America. I said, what? I never heard this. Now, first off, I got old head Afrocentric elders, right? Them sitting around, individuals that is Africa everything. They can tell you the African roots of everything. I have never heard them say this to me. I'm sitting on the phone with an old white guy. He said, you know, it's illegal to be a man in America? I said, what? Tell me what you think he meant. Anybody?
It's illegal to be like,
Huh? Why?
Because he says like illegal to be a male, so that means
Right.
you have to be a female.
But why do you think he said that?
He was gay.
Nah.
Because he had lady parts.
Because he had ladies problems?
Lady parts.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He was straight.
Well, then somebody told him that.
Huh?
And then somebody told him that.
Nah. He had studied a long time. And one of the things that he noticed was this process happening mentally to men. Right? Because we have a lot of men that's being raised in single parent homes. What does that mean?
Like if you just around your mom, you know.
Just so when it comes to being a man, you might not know how to act like a man because you never was around a man, right? So when you deal with your emotions, because I'm gonna tell you like this, women deal with emotions differently than men deal with emotions, or at least it's supposed to be. Women's mind state and way women think, they think differently than men think, right? Not that one is better than the other, but there's certain reasons for it. Because when we look at men, and we're here to really talk about men rather than just the effeminization, but this is an important discussion that we need to have because how many of y'all come from single parent homes? We only got one. Y'all blessed up in this room. So every night you go home, you see your mother and father.
No, I see no.
I
see my
I wasn't
dad.
raised in a single parent home, but I am now.
I'm confused. How old are you?
14.
Okay, so, all right, so part and part. Okay, how about you?
Well, mostly my mom's at work, so I'm around my dad.
Okay, cool. So your dad is at home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. How about you?
Just my mom.
Just your mom. How about you?
I see both of them.
You see both of them? You live with both of them? Blessed. All right, so what happens is that because a lot of men have been around women their whole life, right? They not, and I'm not talking about just the sexuality. I'm talking about the way they handle things. They handle it in a female way. Any of y'all got any friends, male friends, even here at this school, that when they get mad, they start screaming, they black out, they start acting totally crazy. No matter what you say, no matter how much sense you make to them, you can't get through to them?
Yeah.
Anybody in this room do that? Uh-oh. Listen. Now, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to get mad. But as men, as we start coming into manhood, there's a different way that we have to learn how to deal with our emotions and our anger. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, we become dangerous when we think as men, when we've been around women our whole lives, and the only people we ever saw get mad, and we think that's the way we're supposed to act. We become dangerous, not only to others, we become dangerous to ourselves. Right? Yeah. Why? Why if the only thing I ever saw was women and how women react, what happens when I get thrown in a pool of men or around a bunch of men? You start to act like a woman, right? You start dealing with your emotions like a woman. So me and you talking as a man, and me and you come across a rough subject that might hurt your feelings, and you react a certain way. You get all crazy. You black out. What's the possibilities? What's some of the possibilities that's gonna happen between me and you?
Y'all not gonna be friends anymore.
Or even what?
Somebody can get hurt.
Somebody can get hurt. Mm-hmm. See, as men, we got to understand that one of the major roles of a man, when you start talking about society, one of the major roles of a man is to be able to protect, which means that you can attack, which means that if you are dealing with your emotions like a woman, you become dangerous because you are a natural born weapon. Right? Because I want y'all to think about this. Long before civilization, because for some reason, the way our history goes, we think that we just, as human beings, always existed in cities. You know that's not true, right? Mm-hmm. At one point in time, we had to deal with the wild, right? So men were designed to be able to protect our families, protect the union, protect the group, right? This is why for a long time, the only people that could go into the military was who?
Man.
Was men, right? The only ones that could go fight in wars was supposed to be who?
Man.
Because men, are designed for that. Right? It's not the only design, but we are better designed for it than women. So when it's necessary, as men, we can harness and turn ourselves into weapons. Any of y'all reached a point in your life right now? Because let me show you how different you are, then or possibly. Any of y'all old enough now that when your mom get upset with you, and if she might, the stuff she used to do to you when you was little that might hurt you a little bit, don't even faze you no more? Now, let me say this. As a man, part of how we are designed, we feel pain a little bit less than women. So we could be playing with somebody, not know our own strength, and actually hurt her. Right? That's why we say, you ain't supposed to be playing with a girl like that. That's why your teacher get upset. You can't play with her like that. You know what I'm saying? You too big now. Right? But you don't know. Because you ain't been around men, so you twisting her arm like you trying to grab her and you roughing her up, and you wondering why she bruised or why you getting in trouble. Because at any given point in time, you as a male, once that testosterone start flowing through you, right? Once that fear or the excitement start going through you, you are supposed to be turned into a weapon. So now what happens to a weapon when it can't think? It becomes dangerous, right? It becomes dangerous. Y'all become dangerous if you are not around other men, real men. Because even in my generation, a lot of us come from single family homes, single mother homes, where the only way that we even got to deal with other men or was to go and play with other boys that was raised by women. So now we got a whole bunch of boys. We got generations of black men who have been raised by women. And now we got individuals, even up to this day, I know individuals my age that still deal with their emotions, that still deal with their pain like a baby girl. Why is that dangerous for the community?
Because if they act like a woman, the strength they have can basically be like.
Right. It ain't the same thing. It ain't the same way as your little sister acting up, is it? Y'all might even have older sisters that might not be able to handle y'all when y'all truly get upset. Y'all don't notice that y'all outgrowing your mother and you becoming stronger than your mother at 14 years old? She might still could take you, but it's going to take a lot more energy for her to take you out than for you actually to hurt her. So you become dangerous. And this is the other most important part. One of the things that set men apart is that men are supposed to be the protectors and the providers. Right? See, and I know some people, especially ones that's listening, is going to be like, I'm sexist, right? But let me tell you why. Men, because of how we think, right? Men think logically. Now, there are women that are real good logical thinkers. So what we're looking for are solutions, right? Because I want you to know this, and I want everybody that's possibly maybe listening, I want people to understand this. Women made all the major discoveries, right? Like, for example, when we talk about agriculture, they won't give the woman credit for that, but women discovered that. Women figured out husbandry. Y'all know what husbandry is? It's crazy that this word, y'all know what husbandry is? Husbandry is when you're working with animals, right? So now they're the ones that really domesticate a lot of animals, right? When it comes to astrology, y'all know what astrology and astronomy, when you look up at the stars and studying the stars?
Like zodiac and stuff.
Right. No, even deeper than that. Just looking at the planets. Because women have a cycle that's in tune with that. You ever heard, y'all know about the menstrual cycle. It's in tune with the motion of the earth and the moon rotating around it. That's why it's like they say it's like every 28 days, just like how long it takes the moon to go around. It takes the moon to go through all of its phases, right? So now, and they discovered all this stuff. But what made what set y'all apart is because y'all look at something and you get down to the bare essentials. You know what I'm saying? Because being a man, right, you need to hone your mind so that you can explore things a little bit deeper and make it simple. Right? Now, how you going to do that if you over emotional? How you going to do that if you get upset or you get frustrated? Because I ain't just talking about somebody pushing you, getting upset, and you blacking out. A lot of us, because we have not experienced what it means to be a man, you know one of the most important pieces that you need to learn as being a man that will take you to, if I was to give you any secret, if you was to get anything from me talking, this is probably the most important piece. Do you know what the most important thing that you can learn as a young man right now, how to deal with? Anybody want to guess? Anger is, you're going to have that the rest of your life. It's going to be there. You're going to deal with it in different ways. But no.
How to become a man?
How to become a man, yeah. But I'm about to give you a secret. Anybody else? $20 a piece, I tell you. $20 a piece. Just joking.
I'm about to like, oh, guess I'm listening to stuff.
The most important thing you can learn how to do is to deal with failure. To overcome your fear of failure. Because I work at a school. And one of the things that I see with a lot of young boys who have been raised by their moms, and there's no male energy around them, they get punked out by stuff. So, and I'm not just talking about bullies, right? I'm talking about they get punked out by math problems. They get punked out by big words in books. Men don't do that. Right? We have to face our challenges. We have to break it down to make it logical and make it clear for ourselves and for others. That's your role. How are you going to do that if you get super emotional about something? How are you going to do that if when you get mad or you get frustrated, you quit? Right? What this man teach right here, science, do y'all pay attention in this class?
I do.
He teaches you.
This y'all would know I do.
He teaches you logical thinking. Because science came from men. Although women discovered a lot of these things, the science of it comes from men. Because science requires you to think about what happened and come to a conclusion. He teaches you this. But a lot of people miss it. Some of y'all might get punked out in the class because you might use a word that you don't know and you be like, ah. He might get you something that you don't understand. Ah! You get punked out, and you start acting out, you start showing out, you start talking to the girls, you start doing everything else but focusing on what you need to focus on. The major thing y'all have to learn how to deal with is not other people but dealing with failure. Because let me tell you this, dude, and this is one of the things I had to come to terms with, right? As a man, and I'm making sure I teach my son this, right? Don't be scared of failure because the greatest people in the world has failed more than anybody else. I want you to think about that. The greatest people in the world. And as men, we got to be able to deal with failure logically. You know how I deal with failure logically? You know what that means? When it comes at me, I'm not reacting to it emotionally. I'm looking at what happened, and I'm trying to break down the steps so that I know where I went wrong. When you're dealing with stuff strictly from an emotional level, you don't get the lesson. So, of course, when it comes back around, what's going to happen? You're going to make the same mistake. So when you look at a problem logically, what you do is you're able to break it down and you're able to solve it. So the next time it comes, you're ready for it and you're going to overcome it, right? And once, as a man, as you start growing up and you start perfecting that, you're going to find that there's nothing you can't learn. And I want to break down something else because this is one of the issues that I'm dealing with over in my school. I'm trying to stop my teachers, I'm trying to stop my parents from telling kids that they are right? Because I need my boys to learn how to deal with this. This short circuits this. This is magical. This magical thinking. Has anybody here ever been told that you're naturally good at something?
Yes.
Let me say this. That's bull. That's bull, right? Being naturally good at something means that magically somehow you came out and all of a sudden you was able to do it, right? When I was younger, I used to play football. They used to tell me that I had a natural stride because I wanted to play fullback, but I had a natural stride for a halfback. Like whatever, coach, whatever worked for the team. Or I just happened to be doing some math and I was naturally good at math. See, but what started to happen is I started relying on my natural ability. But other people around me wasn't worried about the natural ability. They was worried about the practice. They was worried about developing a logical way of getting to where I was. Because the stride that I told you about didn't come naturally. That stride came from me going outside and doing what every day? Exactly. I was out in the field running every day. I was out playing football. I was out doing jumping. Everything that required that I would do on the football field, I was outside playing, doing naturally. So years and years of this. And finally I get up to high school and somebody say, hey, it's not your effort. It's your natural smarts. So I started relying on my natural smarts while other people, because I'm living in a house with my mom. I'm natural at this. Right? So she's not pushing me to work. Well, I got other people who in a sense have a different situation, somebody looking at their situation logically, and they're able to point back at where the skill comes from. It's not natural, it's your efforts. I was good at math because I practiced. I made it fun. I found different ways. But because it didn't look like regular school, I didn't put the focus on the effort that I had put into it before I went to class. Right? So I got people telling my kids, because I'm still at work. I'm still at work. Kids getting suspended. Parents are upset. But, all right. So, some of y'all might have this. People are telling you that you're naturally smart or something. I want you to look at it logically. I want you to get out your emotions and get out the feeling good. And I want you to look at the stuff that you are already naturally doing. Can you connect that to your efforts? That's part of being a man. Being logical enough to be able to break it down so that you can see how it works. Because when you start being able to break it down, right? When you are able to look at each step, when it comes time for you to go to college, when it comes time for you to start your business, no matter how many times you fail, eventually you're going to get it. Right? So we look at, and I want to tell you this. Now, you look at Thomas Edison. You look at George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You look at any person in history, white, black, Asian, whatever. You look at the ones that people have remembered the most, and you go look at their biography, you're going to see them focusing on this and not this. Malcolm X wasn't naturally smart. Malcolm X studied. Martin Luther King wasn't the natural speech giver. Martin Luther King had the ability to practice. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're never going to escape practice. If somebody tell you you're naturally good at something, I'm telling you right now, you need to tell them, no, I worked at this. Because it's almost because one of my friends told me like this. He said, when we tell somebody that they have a natural gift, right? And I know I got off the pot. Y'all don't mind though, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all straight? Y'all with me? Did I lose y'all?
No.
It's almost like, he told me, he said, it's almost like when we tell kids that they're smart, we're saying that you have a natural gift. And this natural gift came from God, right? But what started to happen is when stuff start getting hard, you no longer want to put the effort in. You no longer want to strive to be good, because now it's like it's like your gift has abandoned you. I don't know if anybody ever did this. Like, it was certain parts of math that I was real good, and it just seemed like it was easy. But then when I got to the hard stuff, right, if I didn't put in the effort and I relied on this, I would try to shy away from the super hard stuff because I didn't want to prove that I didn't have a natural gift no more. And I got a question for you, going into logical thinking. If I have a natural gift, and if the skill comes to me easily and naturally, it's a gift from God, right? What does it mean when I ran into something that's too hard for me in that field?
You need to put effort into it.
No. If you don't know effort, if you're relying on smarts, what does it mean? Because now this is what my partner said. And do I need to break it down for you? If you have natural smarts and you received all this information as a gift, and the gift came from God, then when you run into something that's too hard for you, this means that God has abandoned you. So when I allow you as men to rely on your smarts, your natural skills, what I'm doing is allowing you to impart yourself on magical thinking. And allowing you to have magical thinkings, you will give credit to something that really is not real. Rather than dealing with the effort, I want you to start, as men, we got to start looking at the efforts, all right? So when it comes to a system trying to feminize, right? They're trying to take away your natural power. They're trying to stifle your growth. See, because it does not benefit the system for you to become a man at all. You know what men do in classes? Do you know what men do in classes? Tell me. If a man in a class, what does he do?
Play around.
Huh?
Play around.
No.
No.
See, because it's like this. As a man, when I'm in class, I am paying something. I'm paying the most expensive price with the most valuable treasure that I have. Do y'all know what the most valuable thing to a man is? Yeah, effort is valuable, but this is not more valuable than this because you need this to have effort. Men don't waste time, boys do. Boys play. Right? I ain't saying men don't play, but they have a specific time and place for it. Or they have found a way to put the play in with them being productive. When a man is in class, a real man. Now, a boy, when he in class, he playing, he flirting with the girls because he don't realize his responsibility. He don't realize the weight that he's carrying, right? That's what a boy is about. As boys, when you boys, if you admit that you're a boy, right, you carrying that weight. Now, this is when the feminization come in. When you never turn from a boy to a man. A man does not waste his time because time is the only thing that you can't get back. You go out here right now and make $1 million and lose it and gain it back because there's proof that it has been done. You go out here and you get all this other stuff. The only thing that you can't get back is time. So when a man is in class, a man is focused because a man knows that when he's in class, he is in a sense sharpening the most powerful weapon that he will ever have in his life. And y'all know what that weapon is? What's the most important weapon for a man for a man or a warrior? Come on now. Y'all got to connect the dots because I jump around. Come on.
Effort.
No. But the effort comes from this, being in control. What is the weapon of a warrior? What is the weapon of a man? Come on now. Put it together. Come on, put it together. Come on, you got to. Put it together. Huh? No, not the brain. The brain is the organ of this. You close. Huh? No, that's the most valuable thing to a man. But in order for a man to be able to appreciate time, focus is good. But this focus comes from this. What is it? The mind. Dude, listen. As men, we got to learn to think with this rather than this. Because this right here is emotional. This right here is based on this. Those that are able to do this rule the world. Those that realize what the most precious thing is become world runners. those that understand and learn how to sharpen their weapon as a man become very powerful. Now let's go over that. Those that learn how to use their mind, right, and sharpen it. How do you sharpen your mind? Huh?
Putting in effort.
Putting in effort. Studying. Practicing. The stuff that you need to learn, right? Exactly. Learning to understand a logical process. You understand what's your most important treasure? I said it. What's the most important treasure? What's the only thing you can't get back?
Time.
So if you able to work with your time and use your mind, dude, what can stop you? Right? Think about it. So now, to make it short, in order for me to feminize you, I have to get rid of this. Not saying that women don't have this, but men that usually are feminized, right? They base everything on emotion. So regardless, and I want to be clear about this, regardless of a person's sexual orientation, and I want you to understand, regardless of their sexual orientation, right? If they are masculine, if they are that masculine polarity of the universe, you need to see logic. If they are jump off in this automatic emotions, right? You be like, man, come on now.
Like, why you so soft?
Right? And being soft don't mean that he won't hurt you or that he can't hurt you. What it means is that he is super sensitive. Because as men, we got to be able to tell each other the truth. Think about it. Right? Because I want you to think about this. As a man, because we used to have a process called rites of passage, right? Rites of passage, like ROP, right? Where in order to become a man, I had to take you through a process. That's what's missing in our society. I had to take you through a process. You had to prove you was a man. You just don't turn 18 in traditional society and be like, I'm a man now. I'm going to go sit with the old. No. If you was to walk up to a group of older men in your community and you hadn't went through the rites and try to sit down with them, they'll slap you in your face. Get up out of here. Little boy, what is you doing? You haven't proven your manhood. Y'all laughing. In some societies, listen, in some societies, they were so serious that you wouldn't be able to get a woman until you proved that you was a man. If I was a father and I was in a society of men and I saw you talking to my daughter, I would hurt you. You understand? Because you haven't proven yourself. Because you had to show that you understood all the tools of being a man. Y'all been robbed of that. Right? So y'all have to find it on your own. So all I can do is point at it right now. Be like, yo, dude, you need to learn how to use this so that you can deal with this and start breaking things down. And you need to learn how to be able to deal with failure. And you need to understand that the most important resource that you have is time. Because think about this. What do you sell when you get a job? Think about it. This is what they buying. So I want you to think about this. Is your time worth $8 an hour? How much is your time worth an hour? And it's something. See, we listen to stuff like that and we be like, oh, that's impossible. But how much do you think Bill Gates make? He make more than $1,000 an hour. And if one person can do it, let me tell you one of the things that one of my ancestors said a long time ago. He said, if man has done it, man can do it. If he's able to get that type of money, little brother, you can get that type of money. All you got to do is be able to use your mind and figure out how. That's it. But you ain't gonna be able to do this if you're not able to find out what it is you're doing wrong in your life. What do you need to correct? Right? Once you really figure it out, then maybe you might be the person that might be able to help guide other people's lives. Here, I'm gonna give you the life map to help you out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna cost you about $1,000. That's your hour right there, right? Right? You know how to do videos, right? What if you was to go and do a video and show people how to be able to use their mind and how to use their time? And you be like, yo, you want to subscribe to my station? I let you on for about $100 a year. You got 100,000 people, right? Every time you do a video, that's your $1,000 an hour. Matter of fact, you only have to do a video for $1,000. And I can show you people on YouTube doing that right now. You understand? Y'all understand? Any questions before I roll? Because I got to get back to work. I know I ain't make this that clear. And I jumped all around. That's what I do. I jump all around. I can't help it. Because I get excited. But y'all got to ask questions, man. That's another thing, too. You sharpen your mind. What is the major weapon of a man? Your mind. I call it warrior. So, like if you was to ask Zion was supposed to be able to tell you and say, what is the weapon of a warrior? Mind. How do you sharpen the mind? By how? How to use it. Everywhere I go, I get no questions. How am I going to become better? How you going to become better? If you don't ask questions, listen, and I want you to understand the culture that you're in. We have been convinced that we are supposed to know everything. Why? Because you're supposed to be naturally smart. This magic thinking, this right here is messing you up. I'm supposed to know everything. No. You only become smart by your efforts. You only become the best by your efforts. And efforts require you to ask what? Questions. But because you don't ask questions, you don't get the information that you need. And let me tell you something. And the only time that I really notice, especially black men asking questions, is when they want to get on somebody's nerve. Rather than I'm asking questions to deepen my knowledge and to possibly see how much you really know, I'm just going to ask you a question to get on your nerves. And I'm going to give you an example. This happens to me all the time. So we get into a deep conversation. I got people looking me in my eyes, and I'm connected with them, right? And there's always that one that raise his hand. And I'm like, I got a question. He raise his hand. Can I go to the bathroom? Get out of here. You understand? I'm like, oh, my God. Last question, I'm gone. I did this for my kids. I need a pen. Where it go? I ain't hit nobody. I don't want y'all to sue me. All right. But here we go. I asked some young people this the other day. Let's say that I have created a machine. And I got it in the box. I need y'all to use your imagination. I got this magic box. And I put it right here. And I say the power of this box is that you can ask it any question you want, and it will give you the answer. Any question. Right? Right here. If I had a box like that, how many of y'all here would want to use it? What question would you use? What question would you ask? Ask the box right now. You can know anything you want to know.
What happens if I waste my time?
What happens if you waste your time? Excellent question. How about you?
How to become a better man.
How you can become a better man? How about you? Don't be shy. You can ask it anything. It's going to give you the answer. I come back to you. I come back. Just hold it. If you could ask anything, what would you ask?
What did I mess up in the past?
What did you mess up in the past? How about you?
How to make a whole bunch of money.
How to make a whole, but how much? I want you to be specific. How much? Huh?
3 trillion.
Affinity. See, affinity is not. Because nobody know what affinity is, right?
Never stop, so you're getting.
Oh, so you want, it's called residual income. You see what I'm saying? That's money where it keeps on coming in. So either you get interest, or somebody paying you rent, or somebody's buying your product. You want a never-ending flow of money. That's not called infinity. That's called residual income. Say it. Learn it so that you can have it, right? Let me tell y'all one more thing about math, then I'm going to get back to my question. I heard, this is a wise man that told me, you can never make more money than what you can do basic math with. So if you're talking about being a millionaire and you can't multiply by millions, like if I was to put up $1,976,000 times 12, and you can't do that in your mind, you'll never hold $1 million. But hold on. What would you ask? Oh, you already did yours? How about you? I got a box.
How was the box made?
Oh, he want to know the secret to the box because he trying to get that residual income. Right? Go ahead. How about you?
Along with him, I'll make like $5 million.
Okay. He got specific.
And have without being famous. I don't want.
I could dig that.
I just want to have a normal life. With, kids.
Y'all about to get mad at me. Y'all ready?
No.
Question. What was your last?
How to not waste time as a man.
Huh?
How to not waste time.
How not to waste time. Okay. This is my question. What was the last Google search that you did?
Yesterday.
What was it?
Yesterday.
You searched yesterday?
Yes.
What you search?
What color is a liver for a project?
Huh?
What color for a liver for a project?
Okay. Anybody else? Last internet search. Go ahead.
Adolf Hitler.
Okay. You search Adolf Hitler for a project?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Huh? Nazis. Okay. Anybody else?
Mine was a vocab.
Yours was a vocab. That's Google search.
Wow. Something for these guys for a picture from.
Okay. You.
Mine was actually Facebook.
I ain't thinking.
That's actually to make you more money, actually.
Okay, cool. So you search.
Honestly.
The point that I'm trying to make is, I put this box up here.
I was just doing it.
Y'all felt pressured to ask the question. But the very question that you're asking and the answers that you are looking for are online.
Yeah.
That magic box exists. But most of us are talking to our Facebook friends about nothing, or kicking, or Snapchatting, or tweeting, or Facebooking, and we're never using the information that is available for us. The answer is there. So I don't remember what I was talking about before that, but I'm on roll. Did I? Y'all got any questions before I get out of here? Y'all sure?
Yeah.
Positive. Because I don't remember what I was doing before that, so I forgot. And go ahead.
So like, what if somebody doesn't use their mind? Like, what happens?
What?
Those are the people.
You know, you heard of this thing called poverty? Really, if you really want to see what happens when people don't use their mind, just drive through the short north or drive down Livingston on the east side.
Oh,
Drive through a poor neighborhood. Don't matter the race either, but for you specifically, for you to see, drive down and see some of the activities that people are involved in.
It's not far, man. I mean, you can see them, kind of over here at school. Not using their mind, man.
See, mindless behavior as well as seeing what I was talking about far as men becoming dangerous because they're working on the feminine nature. You know what I'm saying? Because it's sort of like taking Adele and downloading an iOS or the Apple operating system. Adele is not designed to hold a Apple operating system. It's going to work, but it's not going to work as good as an Apple, right? So when you are dealing with your emotions, which you need to learn how to do, right? You will not be able to deal with your emotions in the same way that women do, but that's how we try to do it, right? And if you don't know, you'll never go back to this. Never go back to this. You go straight from, this person did something small to, I gotta kill him. I have seen it. I have seen people go from 0 to 90. Like, yo, whoa. Well, sit down. Oh, it's cool. All right, no questions.
go.
All right, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm Brother Hatim. Y'all have a great day.